So some of the recent footage for the Fantastic Four First Steps that Marvel Studios has revealed both publicly via a trailer that we got yesterday for the Fantastic Four First Steps that did have new footage in it, and via a scene that was shown to the audience at CCXP during Marvel's panel there in Mexico. Both of these scenes point to at least a part of a plot leak that we've heard being true. And to make it even more interesting, this plot leak might actually explain a certain scene from the trailer that a lot of fans have been really wondering about. Now, before diving into this plot leak, there are two very specific scenes in the new footage that we saw that you have to know about. First, you have to know the Fantastic Four scene that Marvel Studios showed to the audience at CCXP over the last weekend. What it showed was the Fantastic Four in their spaceship in space. The Silver Surfer is chasing them. Sue Storm is pregnant and she is giving birth on the spaceship. As they are trying to evade the Silver Surfer almost manages to grab the baby from Sue. Johnny gets on the cannons and starts shooting at her. Ben is flying and trying to avoid her. Eventually, Reed tells Ben to fly into a black hole. Ben, of course, is uneasy about that because it's a black hole, but Reed tells him to trust him and he flies into the black hole, and that was the end of the scene. The second scene that you need to know comes from the trailer that Marvel Studios showed us yesterday when tickets went on sale for the Fantastic Four First Steps. There were pieces of new footage in there that were really cool, but the specific one you need to know is of Reed and Sue lying in bed with their son, Franklin. So this is after that scene takes place. They go through a black hole and somehow manage to get back. That takes us to a couple of plot leaks that we've heard for the Fantastic Four film. Now, what's very interesting is both of these are months old, way before this footage let out, and one of them was posted even before the first trailer came out. One says, the Silver Surfer shows up on Halloween and things play out as we saw in the trailer. The team follows Galactus's Herald into space. But Sue goes into labor during the journey, and it's revealed that her and Reed's son, Franklin Richards, has a rare genetic anomaly that gives him godlike power of molecular manipulation. So it seems like they're sticking with Franklin being one of the most powerful entities that Marvel has ever created, even in the MCU now. But most importantly, this plot leak stated what we just got confirmed over the weekend, but months ago. So it's not completely illogical to believe that the rest of what this plot leak says could be very accurate. And it goes on to say that people turn on the Fantastic Four because they refuse to give up Franklin. According to the plot leak, Galactus tells the Fantastic Four that he will spare their planet if they give him Franklin, and they refuse. So the public turns on them and even goes after them in the Baxter building. And it's worth noting that in the leaked concept art that we got for the Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday that came from the Marvel Studios artist, there were some concept art photos where people are attacking the Fantastic Four, and some of those pieces even showed people breaking into the Baxter building. And what's interesting is most of these images are just with Sue, so it is likely that they are indeed searching for her son, Franklin. Now, ultimately, this plot leak says that, of course, they don't give up Franklin and they eventually defeat Galactus because they get the help of the Silver Surfer, which is kind of, I think, what everybody expected anyways. But going back to the scene that was shown at CCXP, where Reed tells Ben to fly into a black hole, that is bringing up a different plot leak, one that says that the Fantastic Four will travel to the main 616 timeline and then travel back to the retrofuturistic universe. And it also says that Galactus and the Silver Surfer will find out about the ability to go to a different universe. And like I mentioned, details from this plot leak, if they are true, could explain a very specific scene from the Fantastic Four trailer. And we'll break it down. But first, thank you to Free Cash App for sponsoring this video. Let's be honest, things are getting pretty pricey lately, especially with all these streaming services stacking up and movie theater tickets. So finding a way to make some extra money just using your phone, that's a win. I came across this app that actually pays you to play mobile games or take quick surveys. You don't need to be a hardcore gamer. There's something for everyone. I've actually been playing solitaire and was shocked at how fast the rewards started coming in. Here's how it works. Tap the link in my description or scan the QR code you see on the screen. It's 100% safe. They're rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot, so it's not some shady download. I even got a $5 bonus just for signing up and completing my first order. The app tracks your offer progress right inside the dashboard, so you can literally see your earnings go up in real time. Some games do have in-app purchases, but you don't have to spend anything if you don't want to. Just something to be aware of. Once I hit my payout threshold, I decided to cash out with my PayPal because it's instant and I like the flexibility. But you can also choose crypto, gift cards, or even bank transfer if you prefer. So if you're curious and want to give it a go, hit that link or scan the QR code. It takes like 2 minutes to get started and the $5 bonus doesn't hurt either. Let me know how much you end up making. So the plot leak says that the Fantastic Four find a way to go to a different universe. And some other previous plot leaks actually say that the Fantastic Four originally come from a different universe and they just ended up in the retro-futuristic universe due to an experiment, but we don't know that at this point. But we do have the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts, which shows us that the Fantastic Four are indeed, at some point in time in the movie, going to go through some type of portal that takes them and their big giant ship to a different universe. And a black hole being that portal would make a lot of sense, because otherwise, what would be big enough to take their entire ship from their universe to another universe? And perhaps in this scene that was showed at CCXP when Reed tells Ben to go into a black hole, perhaps Reed actually knows that the black hole will take them into another universe and that he could get back using another black hole. Well, in this plot leak, they state that that is essentially what happens, and the Silver Surfer discovers another universe as well, goes to it, and reports back to Galactus, but the Fantastic Four get in her way. Now, here's where the specific scene from the trailer comes into play. There's one shot from the trailer that we got where the Fantastic Four ship is heading back to what appears to be Earth that is being destroyed. This could be the Fantastic Four coming back from a different universe, only to arrive and see their Earth has already begun to be destroyed by Galactus. Now, of course, when we originally saw this scene, a lot of people said, well, how exactly could the Fantastic Four recover the Earth from this attack, as it looks like it's already pretty well destroyed, at least a big chunk of it? Well, this could actually be happening in another universe. It's very clear the Fantastic Four go through a black hole, which will most likely lead them to another universe, so perhaps this is a different Earth. It doesn't have to be the main 616 Earth. In fact, it's most likely not, but it could be the Earth of some other untitled universe. And what Marvel could be doing with these scenes is essentially giving us some big multiversal elements of the movie. And I know the director recently said that Dr. Doom is not in the movie, but we were also told that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire weren't in Spider-Man No Way Home. And if you are going to introduce Dr. Doom in any movie, introducing him in the Fantastic Four next to Reed Richards would be the movie to do that, especially if it really is going to be this multiversal. We'll have to wait and see on that, and obviously this isn't confirmed, but we can start to connect some of the dots here with these plot leaks. And it's all based on footage that we've already seen. And I really do think a lot of the footage that we have seen is probably from just the beginning of the movie. I think this movie might blow us away with what the actual plot could be. I think a lot of it might actually take place in space and possibly in other universes as well. We'll have to wait and see, but let me know what you think about some of these plot leaks actually lining up with footage that we've actually seen. Do you think the Fantastic Four are going to travel through a lot of different universes in the film? And how do you think it is going to end? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.